Hi, this is Rich Wagner for Scripture Meditation Guide. In this tutorial number 3, we'll talk about the navigation of the New Testament and Psalms and Proverbs found in Scripture Meditation Guide. We'll also discuss about how to set the passages that you want to set for you to peruse and meditate over, and also if you want to memorize those scriptures too. So the first thing you want to do is open up Scripture Meditation Guide. In the upper right or the upper left of the menu bar, you'll see Books. Go ahead and click that open. And then you can select any book in the New Testament. And then there's Psalms. And there's Proverbs. We'll go ahead and we'll pick Psalms. Now this upper portion, which is called the passage control panel, is where you can set your chapter and verses for where you want to go in the book of Psalms. So the first thing you want to do is click on the chapter where it says Psalms 1 to 6. That's how Psalms starts out. Click the chapter, which is chapter 1, and then you can move about within the chapters of Psalms. This middle, down below, these arrows are your navigational buttons. So the middle one will take you to the middle of the book of Psalms. The right fast forward, or the fast forward button, is the double arrows, the double right arrows. That'll take you along multiple chapters at a time. The down arrows will take you down multiple chapters. You can go to the end of Psalms by clicking the right end, back to the beginning with the left end. You notice how the flashing doesn't occur anymore and the set passage doesn't turn red? The reason for that is because you're back in the original set reference. Now to move up, let's say we want to go to Psalms 119, you'd click on the chapter, click the middle of the book, go ahead and start hitting your fast forwards. You're at Psalms 126, just click your back arrow until you get down to 119. Now, if you don't know what this chapter is about, you can always move up and down before selecting the chapter by using the bottom verse arrows. These are down in the bottom panel where the verse is located. Just above it, just move that up and down to check out the chapter. Now this is a long chapter. What you want to do is, once you have the chapter that you want to go to, you just hit the set passage. Now you're set for all the book of chapter 119. So what you want to do is, once you have that set, what we have below in the verse area is the section buttons to go forward and back. And what that does is breaks up, each chapter is broken up into thoughts and just the ideas of what the author is trying to get across with so many verses of a chapter. As you can see with Psalms, what we did with Psalms 119 is that we went according to the sections that are broken up in the actual book of Psalms. This is very important because you want to stay within the context of the Bible, how each chapter is broken up, so that you can have the right thought and just the right idea of what's being said in that portion of the chapter. So here, if you want to go up, way up, so you find a section that you want to go to. This is 105, which is a very familiar verse. You can go ahead, if that's the chapter section you want to stay in, and what will happen is that once you're set there, You don't have to do anything else. You're going to be within verse 105 to 112, as you can see above, and you use your the arrow buttons, the verse arrow buttons, to go ahead and navigate, and it will navigate only up to verse 112. So it keeps you within that section of the chapter. Now, if you want to get away from that and you want to go to individual verses or passages that are outside of sections of the chapter, then you just hit your start verse up here where it says 105, and then you just go ahead and you can navigate that verse, the lower verse, to put it where you want to put it. So if it's in 1 right now, you can move it up to 2, 6, 7. Then you can take your end verse and you go ahead and you can move it down, maybe perhaps close to verse 7. Let's say 7 to 10. You can lock it in with the set passage. Now that will be your limit from verse 7 to verse 12. That's basically all there is to it. It's a very easy navigational system. You don't have to type in your verses, the start and the end verses, and it allows you to move around within the chapter before deciding what set passage you want to work with. And that's the end of this tutorial.